Welcome to my channel. These slides that are rolling by are an indication of some of the things that I cover on a regular basis in my videos. Once you have watched the video, I would appreciate it if you would click the like button and leave a small comment. It's really a big help to the channel. The YouTube logarithm, when it sees that, promotes the channel more and will be more viewers. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you for watching.
It's been a couple of weeks since I've done any kind of an update on what's happening here in the grow room and plans for this summer. So I will shut these funny pink lights off so I can stop using the strange eye protection. I don't know if there's enough light in here. Yeah, I guess you can see that fairly well. There's only one ceiling light in this bedroom, and it doesn't give that much light, and it's an overcast day, so there's not that much coming in through the window. But those are my onions, the red Italian onions, starting to sort of fall over some, like this one here is getting long enough that it should be pruned. But that's something that I'm discovering with these LED lights. I would have had to have pruned those probably twice now if they've been under the full spectrum fluorescent lights. I think they're growing nicely, it's just that they're not getting long and leggy. Like these ones in here are still a good standing up nice and erect. A lot of them still are. There are a few that have, as you can see, that have fallen over, so perhaps in the next week or so I will prune at least some of them back. But another reason to be impressed with these LED lights, and the lights are a good 14 inches above them and providing plenty of light. These are the Spanish hot chili de arbol. Arbol, like I've said I guess a number of times in the past, is Spanish for tree. It's called a tree chili. It does grow to a fairly tall and quite a sturdy plant. But once again, these have been growing under the LED lights with the light a good 14 inches above them. And you can see how they haven't gone and bolted or got leggy or whatever you want to call it. And they're quite sturdy little plants. I have removed the seed leaves from, well, 3 of them I guess. This one still has its seed leaves because they're still looking good, but the seed leaves were dying off, and that's normal. That happens with anything. So I did snip those off, and 2 of them are smaller. Oh, well, actually this is the largest, next to the largest here, and then 2 that are smaller. I think, if I remember rightly, that's because a couple of them took quite a long time to germinate. It's the only explanation I can come up with anyway. But I'm very impressed with them, and I really like the way that things develop under these lights. I don't know if you pick up the strange noise in the background or not, but a cat just walked through the backyard and my guinea fowl are sounding the alarm. I'm growing a couple of well, I hope to get them large enough to eat them, I guess. Not really so much a growing experiment. I just wanted to see what happens. This first one is Radicchio indigo. And the mature plant should look like this. And my reason for growing it is under the full spectrum fluorescent lights, I've grown several things that have red foliage. Red lettuce, red mustard, that sort of thing. And the red never shows up when it's growing under fluorescent lights. At least it never did for me. Once you transplant it out into the garden or the greenhouse, then it gets its red color. So I'm just curious to see whether this Radicchio will produce well, a little head of Radicchio, I hope, but I'm wondering if it will have the red color or not. It's just starting to get its first true leaves there. And well, if you look down at the very base of that new leaf, the one in the middle, there does seem to be a bit of a red color down in there, but I'm not certain if you planted it from seed outside how long it would take before it starts to show the red, but something to keep an eye on and hopefully be able to eat later this spring. And the second one is lettuce, the Hampton lettuce.
And the mature plant should look like this.
The seeds for the Hampton lettuce are organic. Bessie's does offer quite a few of organic seeds, but also pelletized, which I really like. Each little pellet is about the size of a small BB, and I only planted one and it germinated, so that's a good sign. But as you've seen from the photograph there, the reason I want to try this, I'm anxious to see what a head of it actually looks like, or a plant of it. It doesn't actually grow a plant. A head. It grows a plant, not a head, is what I'm trying to say. When you cut it off at the base, it's already just loose leaves. So anxious to see how that works out. And now I'm going to take you and show you just a few of the things that I've already received and things that I have ordered for my hydroponics setup, and talk just a bit about that, the hydroponics setup that I hope to get going this summer.
I always have to have a book. I did a lot of looking at books, and there are numerous ones to choose from, so I ended up going by the recommendations from people that have read them and used them, and this one seemed to have the best that I could find anyway. The book hasn't arrived. Actually, I just ordered it yesterday, but the 25-liter bag of the clay balls or pellets that you use in the net pots has arrived. More than I need, I suppose, but it was more economical to buy them that way, assuming that I will use this thing more than 1 year. Submersible water pump, and this will pump 400 liters an hour, which is what the instructions that came with the one that I plan to build, the system that I plan to build, that's what it recommends. Flexible plastic tubing to use with the water pump. I took a chance and ordered this one, not knowing what dimension I needed. It turns out that the water pump has several different adapters that you can use, and one of them is a perfect fit for this particular product. Net pots to put the clay pellets and the little seedlings in. I ordered 2 dozen. Afterwards went and looked and discovered that I really probably need 3 dozen. They haven't arrived yet, so I'll wait for them to arrive. If the quality is good enough, I'll order another dozen. A hole saw for cutting the holes in the PVC pipe that the net pots will sit in. And last but not least, rock wool cubes to start the seedlings in. It's one of these things that you order on Amazon and discover after they have shipped the order that it's coming direct from China. So hopefully it'll get here in time for the growing season later on. Well, that concludes the things that I have bought so far. More things to buy for sure, but starting to accumulate what I need to build the system. And I think I have changed the location of it again. I was going to put it on the deck by my kitchen door, and I did some measuring, and it's going to be too big for that. And my concern also was the hens. They would look at that as a great treat. I can just see the hens when they're out free-ranging up, cleaning up on my seedlings. So I think I have changed my mind again. It's going inside the greenhouse, which means I once again will have ground cherries growing in the greenhouse. Oh well, such is life. Talk to you later. Thank you very much for watching.